So Danielle Monaro of Z100. Most people know your voice, but not your face.
That's why I'm on the radio. We keep it that way.
What's a typical day like for you?
I get up at 4 a.m. and get dressed. Usually I throw on a hat and, jeans and some sneakers and come to work. And then I do my prep. My first break is at like 5:40 with Greg T. And then we do the show from 6 to 10. Then after the show, I am in charge of booking the guests as well. So I'm usually booking the guests. And then we do phone taps. So usually once a week, I'll set aside a day that I'll do phone taps. And then I'm usually home by early afternoon. And I try to sneak a nap in for a couple of hours. And then I thankfully have the rest of the day with my son. So I usually have my son by 3 o'clock. And then I spend the rest of the day with him and doing, basically whatever he wants to do. Usually at 3 years old, he tells me what he wants to do, Let's go to the mall, Mom. And he knows all the malls by name. So at this point, or let's go to the carousel or Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. So, and then, I put him to bed. That's the one thing that I'm very, if I have an appearance or something like that, I'll obviously do that. But I really like, since I'm not there in the morning to see him when he first wakes up, I really enjoy being the person to put him to bed at night.
Who watches Spencer during the day?
We have a nanny that lives with us, thankfully, which actually worked out so much better because her hours, you can kind of rearrange them a little bit. So she gets up with him in the morning, and then my husband is a real estate agent. So luckily, he's in and out all day, so he gets some time to play with him and stuff. And then once I take him, then she's done for the day, and she can go do her own thing. She has a boyfriend that's, around and stuff like that.
What emotions did you wrestle with in leaving Spencer when it was time for you to go back to work?
Probably every emotion you can possibly think of. First of all, I didn't want to leave him with anybody because other than my husband or my mom or my sister or something like that, who's going to take care of your child like you take care of your kid, And I remember sitting there, looking at him, holding him in my arms. He was only 6 weeks old, when I had to go back to work. And I remember saying to him, I know it's not Mommy, but I promise that they're going to take good care of you, and I promise that everything's going to work out fine. And that was like my biggest fear, was leaving him with somebody that wasn't, somebody close to me, and I freaked out about it. And then I think the first week was the worst, because the first week it's like that separation anxiety where you're like, oh my gosh, I should be home. You feel guilty. Why am I not home with my son? Why am I not seeing him in the morning? And then after about a week, I felt like when I got home, I really appreciated him. So, I appreciate him anyway, but I appreciated him more because as soon as I walked in, he was happy to see me. He got that smile on his face, and I knew I had the whole rest of the day to spend with him. So it took a little bit of time, but after a while, I was okay. But oh my gosh, I still, every now and then I still will go, oh, like he has a Halloween parade coming up at school, and I can't be there for it. And my husband's going, my mom's going, and I feel like, gosh, why can't I be there? But unfortunately, can't do it. You can't do everything.